Hello, and once again, we are live on the Modern Mystery School, a UK and EU podcast and YouTube channel. And today we welcome back the lovely Julia. Julia, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you, Tiffin and Kate.
Well, I am very well because I'm excited to talk to you about Ensofic. Now, just to give people a little bit of background here, Ensofic Levels 1, Levels 2 are actually coming to London. We haven't had this for a very long time, and we are joining forces as a panel of teachers so that people from all over the UK, EU can come together, experience community, and receive this amazing modality, amazing metaphysical teachings. And the reason why I wanted to speak to you is because you're going to be on that panel.
And I know that the truth is that I know, people may not know this, but I know secretly it's one of your favorite things.
Yeah,
Actually,
it is.
I mean,
Yeah,
it is.
it is. It is absolutely. And I know that, we've discussed it in the past and we've said, I mean, there's just so much to talk about, but we have limited time here. And I was wondering if we can kick off by, you're an extremely experienced practitioner. You've been with the mystery school a very long time. You're very high initiate. You're a leader in our community. So why do you rate Ensofic so highly?
I mean, that's the truth. I mean, I had a very, very active practice, 6-7 days a week, and offered people continuously healings and well obviously the healings are working, right, and people are making progression, but we have these incredible toolkit, and if there's something out of alignment, a particular tool can fix it. So with all of that practice over all the years, Ensofic actually only came quite late into my toolbox. It was offered last in something like 2006, and then we had it again in 2016. And with the death of my mom, I was only able to train for it in 2017. And so I mean, first of all, when I got the training, I walked into the room and I had absolutely no idea what this was. I had received, so I didn't know genuinely. I knew conceptually what it was, but I didn't know. I hadn't felt it. Walked into the room. My immediate feeling was, I don't know what this is, but whatever it is, I have to teach this as quickly as possible. Not just be a practitioner. It was this overwhelming urge, and genuinely, it's probably the one thing that I had the strongest urge ever to teach. So, needless to say, the consequence of that was that in order for me to teach it, I had to do something like 120 sessions in a very, very short period of time. And in terms of my personal practice, this is where I got in a very short period of time direct understanding for what this does. So the teachings are so much beyond a hands-on healing, and yet that was what I was going to give my clients. Well, actually, more than that, but initially, that's part of it. But you cannot go through this training or offer these healings without fundamentally transforming yourself as a practitioner. So when you receive this training, especially level 1 and level 2, we start off with it, you have daily practice that you can do. You have things to do to prepare before the session so you can flow in this thing called the Ensofic ray. Now, the Ensofic ray, what is it? The Ensofic ray is the source of light. It contains 144,000 rays of light. That may sound like, what is that? What does that mean to us? But what comes with that light are possibilities, multiple, endless possibilities. And if we look at the problems we have in life, we have problems with health, with career, with relationships, with you name it across the world. And when we start flowing the Ensofic ray, first of all, the opportunity, we have to give it to a client. So I have to then activate various things we learn how to do to flow it, it's going to flow through me, not just to my client. And the most profound thing was the personal transformation I went through, because I had to offer 120 sessions in something
Yes.
like a year. And so, yeah, my clients were like, what is this? And I was like, my goodness, this is missing piece. This is the absolute missing piece. And I was gobsmacked that I only received this. And generally, us as all practitioners, we got this training quite far down after the mystery school opened its doors.
Mm.
But with that light and flowing all possibilities, the thing that came into my life was this massive amount of light into my own mind, a purification, a cleansing. It's just Sedetto who takes the charge on opening the Ensofic Great teachings for the world. Now, don't laugh at me, everyone out there, but it's wonderful. He's called this the galactic shampoo that washes your brain. Not brainwashes you, but literally washes the brainwashing kind of out of your mind. So there's a massive amount of light coming into my mind, bringing possibilities. So much noise, incorrect assumptions, incorrect thinking, drama thinking, I would say, complicated, just noise, started to literally and genuinely melt away. So you ask, what is done for my practice? Well, what my personal practice, my practice with people, I mean, both was phenomenal. And so for me, it wasn't just important to hand down the healing modality that we can do for others, but also for people to get training in this for themselves as individuals, for what it will do for their own life. Huge.
And this will be in the level 1 that they get this right from the word go, Julia. That's right, isn't it?
Straight away. And straight away, you get it in level 1. You get basically attunements. So, the source of the Ensofic ray, it's all around us, but we're certainly not tapping into it. It's like the gates to receive it are closed inside of us. So you get an attunement. In the mystery school, we offer activations, we offer initiations, ascensions, and then this is an attunement. So it's like, I think of it more as like unlocking a door. But yeah, you kind of unlock a door, and it gives you the ability to pull this Ensofic ray into your being and then to flow it to others. And right from the get-go, you get attunements in level 1. You get the authority to flow it in. You understand what this ray is. You understand how to use it for yourself and others. And you'll use it directly kind of onto the body for the first level. But you're flowing it into your whole life. So yes, you apply the healing onto the body, but it's not just for the body. Later levels, we go deeper into the mind as well, but it doesn't mean it doesn't affect you in your mind straight away.
And then tell us a little bit about, so, I'm on the same page as you. This is essential for, a person to have for themselves, for their immediate family. It's just like, have this in your tool belt for your own well-being and that of your close proximity. Never mind practitioners. If you're a practitioner, then this is an obvious yes, you would want this in your tool belt. That's without
Yeah.
it's just that's just an easy thing. But what I love about this is that it's anybody can come and they can receive this right from the word go, and they're getting very deep teachings, and I love that. And then level 2, where you do have to be an adept at level 2, so you will have taken Empower Thyself. Tell us a little bit about what people will be experiencing in level 2.
Now, honestly, that's kind of revolutionary, level 2. So going back to the galactic shampoo idea, and this idea that we want to clean our brain out, of incorrect thinking. Archangel Raphael, we often talk about Archangel Raphael being the archangel of healing, but also Archangel Raphael is in charge of what we call the hermetic arts and sciences. So the operation of the mind, And if you shift your mind, like about 1 degree, half a degree, 180 degrees, if you change perspective, you can revolutionize your mind, but also you can instigate your healing trajectory. So you can start healing, basically. So if you shift your mind, you will start healing. So there's a huge correlation between what's happening in your mind and your emotional, mental, physical, spiritual health. Now, in level 2, there's 2 things that happen. You learn something called a bad habit removal. What is that? Now, it's not just a bad habit, like in terms of like maybe it's smoking or something like that. No, bad thinking I'm not good enough, thinking I'm not worthy, thinking I'm not capable of something. Bad thinking is a bad habit. And there's a special symbol that you work with, and it basically helps you to kind of purify your mind of very specific concepts and thoughts you're holding into it. And there's more. Okay, so here's where it gets crazy exciting. So we teach you to do this on others, because it's in an awkward position in the body, so you do it on others. But here's where it gets unbelievable. You also get a symbol for being able to send Ensofic ray to people over distance, which is what we did during COVID. Thank God we had something to send to people when they had COVID or they had other illnesses and they couldn't get to hospital because of COVID, and all the problems we had with that. But what's incredible with this distance tool that we give you, you can actually do the bad habit removal on yourself. So you can also do physical healing on your own body, using this tool. Like, it's very hard for me to like send energy into my back of my back because I can't really get to it. But with this symbol, you can do it. And you can even help others over distance to remove bad habits. So it's completely revolutionary in terms of what you can do with it. So you walk away level 1 and level 2. Level 1, we invite you to have the life activation. It opens all the gateways to receive more light. So it kind of is just what you want to have established in your energy field to then get the training and to get the attunement for Ensofic. But between level 1 and level 2, you're walking away with an incredible healing modality that you can flow into the body for yourself and others. And you're flowing so much light that shifts so much in your being. And then you're learning basically a bad habit removal, which can start shifting your mind. And you can start really functioning as a healer for and of yourself. And of course, do this for others. And Davina, Kate, I'm sure you agree, a lot of the work we do with people is conversations around the quality of people's thinking.
Yeah.
That's where everything seems to be the problem, is how I think about myself and the world.
Yeah, and it's the house of magic, in here. It's the house of magic. So if we're thinking great things, if we're thinking amazing things, if we're positive, then hey, that's what we're going to be manifesting and we're going to be taking action upon, and all that. So I absolutely see that. And just for one's own peace of mind. I mean, my goodness, we can see the turmoil, that in somebody's, the battleground in somebody's mind, and you can see it in their life, because everything reflects around. I can see it because it was me beforehand, so I can relate to that.
Exactly. And when I see in someone else's mind a reflection of my own mind, I'm like, oh, I've been thinking X, Y, and Z. That's been creating pain and suffering in my life. Oh, I can go and do that on myself to bring the right energy into my mind, to unlock that pattern, that program, because it really is a pattern and a program. And it literally breaks it, shifts it, disperses it, and we're on the next level in our mind. It's kind of amazing, to be honest.
It is amazing. I mean, and also, going off a little bit off topic, but something, the preparation that we learn on how to wield this ray, I used it in my own practice daily when I was studying for my PhD. And I actually completed my PhD within 2 years because of this. I mean, I was doing the practice, I was focused, my mind was so sharp and so incredibly clear. And that's what I found since, it doesn't just fade, it doesn't just go away, it stays with me. And that's the daily practice that I used. It was, it's tremendous. That's just the preparation.
I often speak to people, just the preparation before a client,
Yeah.
that in itself is what has revolutionized my life. And because I had to do 120 sessions, well, guess what? I was actually doing it every day because I was building up my energy. So I did it every day as part of my daily, whatever, 20, 25 minutes, whatever I took to do it. And it sounds like a lot of time, but actually with the results, it's like, it's not, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So I cannot, there's a reason why we've rolled out Ensofic now in the last 6 years properly. A lot of it's going to do with what we're ready for at what time, but I think the fact that this is now becoming available, something which Christ a long time ago was doing this, but it hasn't been available openly at all, and the fact that we now have it available, it speaks to the fact that we are ready to use this and we are ready to start changing our lives in quite a huge way. So I'm super excited super excited is an understatement. It's bubbling in the core of my being for what what happen for people learning this, and the ripple effect is what excites me. What happens in a year, in 5 years, in 10 years, and 20 years from now, when more and more people have this tool, and this becomes every day. This is what I look towards and can see happening, to be honest.
Yeah. Thank you, Julia. We have whizzed by our time, but like we said, we could just chat about this all day long. And I really, hope that people will listen to what you have shared. I know it's going to help so many to understand why it's important for them to come along. It is for everybody. Everybody's welcome. Come and join us. We're going to have lots of fun. We always do. Lots of healing, lots of laughter, lots of joy, and a lot of peace. So, you're all welcome to join us.
A lot of peace. What an incredible energy to sit through for those days. So we haven't even spoken about what it feels like to work with it, but that's the surprise waiting to be revealed when you join, when you feel called to join. It's so welcome.
Yeah, I agree. So join us. Thank you, Julia. We appreciate your time, and we will see you all again soon.